Hi, I'm Yappo,
And I'm Agent 355.
and this is the second Goon fight video that I'm doing here.
Whenever you say goon fight, I think to myself slap fight, which I think is kind of accurate.
This is incredibly accurate for this particular one, actually, because I am playing a common-only deck, literally only commons.
All right.
I'm playing a guy named Kanum. I thought he has a pretty funny common-only gimmick, and I thought he was going to be playing that. Turns out that was not the case.
Did he go try hard on you?
No, he didn't really go try hard because he's playing fairies. And fairies are real bad.
That's funny. So you must have been pretty surprised when that very first fairy came out.
No, because the first one he put out is still a common. So I was like, oh, I,
Oh, okay.
I thought we were gonna do common versus common. It'll be great fun.
Yappo, you go and get fairies. Oh,
Yes,
all right.
but no, fairies are incredibly bad. I don't think they have any melee champions. Um,
So that one's snary.
yeah, because it's snare fairy, so we're lazy and
Yeah.
just shorten it because we can be.
Was that commentator noises, or was that just a coincidence?
I think that was just a coincidence.
Oh, that's too bad. Thought it might be like Fumble where you can type like slash clap and
Oh no,
oh, that's too bad.
you probably heard that champ has an ability called Motivate, which has this little thing that goes
Yeah,
with
that
it.
must have been what it was.
But yeah, so these are fairies. If you'll notice, the stat line is just absolutely wretched.
Mmm.
But I am playing a fire deck, actually, because you can make an all-common fire deck if you play Under Depths.
Hmm.
So I got this big lava horse demon thing.
Makes lava wherever it walks.
Yep, and it heals for every space it walks on lava. So
Hmm.
if you run it around, it heals up a little bit. It's
Nice.
pretty handy. So that's part of the reason this deck is really good in only commons, is because it has a little bit of healing. It's got a bit of damage amplification.
That's a big dude.
Yes. That dude is actually the centerpiece of some 2 versus 2 gimmicks as well.
Oh, two versus two. Are you going to show off any of those games?
I've been trying to, but what I've been trying to do is find someone that can get on Skype with me so we can talk about it while we're playing and do
Yeah.
that as one version of commentary and then do post in addition so people can watch whichever version they want.
Yeah.
But there are a bunch of really fun and really, really ridiculous 2v2 gimmicks. So I'm hoping I can show at least one or two of them off.
So I noticed there's another one of the things kind of bald necked in over there. Or this kind of looks like it. Or is that wall not function like the wall on the other one?
These are all like normal walls, but you can fly over all of them.
Yeah.
And this map is, I wasn't thinking about it when I did this, but this map is super shitty for 2v2 units, or 2x2 units, because like this whole little square in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
you can't get in if you're 2x2 because it's only those little 1x1 holes in the wall.
Mm. Awful.
Yeah, it's not the best. But, I mean, I have,
Did you wait a minute? Hold on. I've seen that before. You just shot yourself.
yeah, he's got an ability called Deflect, which deflects damage. So, this is another really ridiculous champ. It's called Lava Spout. As you can see, it's got 5 damage and 10 HP
Hmm.
because it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But its gimmick is that every 2 turns it can replicate itself.
Oh, I see. So you kind of put it in the back and try to
And
get a
then
couple of free units out of it.
2 turns after that, both of those can replicate themselves.
Mm.
And so if you can get it going, it adds up in a big hurry.
Yeah, seems like it would. But of course, it's got 10 HP, so we could just drop an AoE spell and kill all of them.
Yes. And normally I would have a War Banner out, which would give it plus 5 HP. But that is legendary, so I can't use one of those, so we're going without. And now people are making fun of me for playing an old deck.
colon, open parentheses.
I don't know how else to respond to that. I feel like that's the most appropriate way.
Yeah, probably.
So, this is part of the reason 2v2 sucks so much. I can't get through there.
Well, just breathe fire on him every, 3 turns till he dies.
The problem is that dude has an ability that heals himself.
Okay, well, rip.
So it's
A problem.
kind of at a wash there, which is not good because that's supposed to be the one that I'm supposed to be getting resources from.
Oh, yeah, because you kind of didn't even contest the other one.
No, because he's way too fast. So I think I can kill this guy, maybe, possibly.
Tell me you shoot yourself again.
No, you can only do that once every so often.
Don't do it. Don't drop a spell to take off 3 HP.
But I want to.
Even see, look, I'm starting to understand. I knew what you were going to do the second you thought about. No, don't. Why would you do that? I mean, I guess the only theory. I'm sorry, I thought I heard something. The only theory that I can think of is you didn't want him to contest your thingy, because to lose a turn of Noct or whatever.
Of German Knight.
Yeah, lose a turn of Nora.
There you
Still
go.
begin with N. I didn't know Noct was German Knight. That's interesting, because I actually know where I actually have Noct from a different game.
Oh.
Now I know where it came from.
Yeah, no, you're right. That was a really bad idea, especially because fairies are super duper cheap.
Yeah, you spent 48 or 40 something Nora to do that.
45. Yep.
I mean, I'm not very good at this video game, but I'm pretty sure that was bad.
It was. You
Okay.
are correct.
As long as we're all on the same page.
But so far, it's not been too bad. Eventually, the fairy deck gets rolling, and he gets a bunch of heals, and the fairies start swarming on each other.
And everyone's also already picking on you. I don't know why you didn't just kill his stuff earlier.
But yeah, you lose out on quite a lot of stuff by giving yourself only one rarity to work with. And so this is when we discovered that this isn't actually a common deck that he's playing. Like, wait a minute.
Wow. Dick move.
But it's still
and just like that, Kanem became the villain in this game.
Yeah, but it's still pretty entertaining, I feel like. So it's why I kept the recording.
That's fine.
And
I mean, we're just here for entertainment.
And it's a lot of sprites that we haven't seen before, and a lot of stuff that we haven't seen. So. So here we go. We're starting the replication train.
All right.
Here in a few turns, it'll be an unstoppable mass of lava.
That lava spout ready to replicate, because that's pretty much your win condition.
Well, I've already had a couple of guys die, so it's not looking the best.
Sidmouth displaying an uncanny lack of faith.
This is pretty much how all Goon versus Goon games go. Is everyone picks sides, and then you give an absolute amount of shit to the guy on the other side.
And all is right with the world.
So that's a spell that makes any ranged champ only able to do melee attacks. Which is actually surprisingly handy, because you can do it on your champs or opponent's champs.
And sometimes I know you have a minimum range, and so you can kind of get around that with that, I suppose.
Right, like if some guy rushes up to you and you don't have any good way to get away, you can cast that on your guy and just wail on him in melee range.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good utility spell to have. It's kind of one of those, like, it's nice, but there's so much more that's better if you're actually using real spells.
Yeah.
So he's already busting out the rares.
So it goes what? Common, uncommon, rare, legendary, or something?
Common, uncommon, rare, exotic, legendary, limited.
Limited being, hey, there's only 30 of them and we gave them away for a free promotion thing.
Yeah, actually, I was that's actually I was going to talk about those in the next video I'm going to do because there's a. But I guess we can talk about them now. So if you played in the beta, they released basically angels for every faction. They're all the same. They all fly. They have 3 to 6 range. They have a pretty solid stat bar. And they're super limited availability because it was only to the people that played in the beta way back when. And they weren't balanced very well at all. And so for a while it would cost you like I know one of the guys they resold them for a very short period of time, and one of the goons bought them for $50 a pop and sold one for 110 real American dollars.
Why would someone pay $110 for a card in this game?
And then he traded the other one because that paid for the ones he bought, and then he traded the other
Yeah.
one for a bunch of cards.
I was like the stories of goons playing the market, because in video games, goons are absolute masterful traders who will come ahead in Eve and all sorts of things to pull off all these things. And in real life, they live in their parents' basements instead of you putting those exact same skills into real life situations.
To be fair, though, I feel like most, like legitimate traders are probably more on the ball than your random Eve scammy. But
Well, I mean, Eve. Yeah, okay. Well, Eve is scammy. Like things like, hey, I bet this thing will come in high demand in a week when they're not available anymore. I'm gonna buy more than I need with the intent of selling them later. Like you can do things like that in real life all the time. They're called ticket scalpers. But I mean, like there's things like that, and goons always have all the stories about how much money they made in World of Warcraft bucks. But I don't know. I just think it's funny.
all right, so one of the things I did is I put an equipment on that fiery guy
Yeah.
that makes him do 50% more damage, all the fire damage he does.
Nice. And
So
I think unless I'm crazy, your worms are gonna duplicate again at the end of this turn.
next turn, yes.
Yeah, next turn.
And I almost killed that thing, but it ran away.
Yeah. He's like, hey, well, I can take this in the melee range. That seems like a good idea. And it wasn't.
No. And now he runs away again, and I'm like, well, shit. Although I didn't think this cunning plan through super well, because the frost guy, because the fire guy is actually vulnerable to frost, which is what the little blue fairy has as an attack.
The Snary?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that relic is a huge dick. Anytime you walk within 3 spaces of it, you become pacified.
Oh, pacification's the worst.
Yeah, because you can't attack.
Is it also an exotic or something? Is that why you're complaining about shenanigans?
It is uncommon. You can see the color borders around the cards.
Yeah. Red is uncommon.
Yep. Yellow's common. Blue is rare. Purple's exotic. Green is limited, or green is legendary, and silver's limited. I get limited and legendary mixed up.
Yeah.
But needless to say, silver are the ones that are super duper money, and green are pretty expensive as a general rule. But luckily, since this is commons, I actually have a spell that just straight up destroys relics.
Because it's not a great spell, but I can only bring commons anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those spells, like, if I had more space, I'd probably run it in a real deck, but I don't, so...
Pop.
Done. Mission accomplished.
Snary defeated.
Yep.
Excellent. Very good. Multiplier snakes.
I think I do that at the end of the turn. It's actually funny, there's a different version of this that only does it once every 5 turns, but it's a lot more of a real champ. And I've seen it in a game get so many of them because they have a little aura that triggers visually. And I've seen it get so many that it triggers at the end of the start of your opponent's turn. And I've seen it take over a minute of the opponent's minute 45 turn to trigger all this visual effects before you can even start controlling your guys.
I have so many of them, I'm not allowed to take turns anymore because I can't actually move my dudes.
No, it's not your guys. It triggers on your opponent's turn, so your opponent can't do anything for that minute that they're all processing.
That's like cyanide levels of programming.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Well, at that point, you're never gonna win just because there's so many of those guys.
Well, that's true. Well, you got 4 of them now, and assuming he doesn't wipe them all out, you might have like 8 in 2 turns. That seems cool.
Yeah, So they're building up here slowly but surely. I'm sure he's gonna drop a spell on him anytime here now and kill
Yeah,
everything. But
he's got. I mean, he's got it right. I mean, he's already broken the uncommon rule, or the
yeah,
common rule.
I mean he's already got a couple of exotics out. I mean, what is this shit,
Hacks,
right?
shenaniganery, I think you called it.
Shenanigans, just regular shenanigans.
Okay.
No need to embellish.
Well, I just add. Well, just the more syllables you add, the more meaningful the insult.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up, up, up. Nope, they're fine. I thought he was exploding them.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, this makes sense because you can just spread them out, and then you can't just nail them all at once.
Yeah. If you do kill them, they explode in a little lava thingy.
Okay, those guys take 2 movement to move 1 space.
Yep, because they're even worse like that. Because they can't be anything approaching good.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that you have a bunch of spread lava where you walk dudes.
Yeah.
Not that it matters to fairies because they fly.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, oh, it's kind of cool. I can control terrain and stuff, and well, shit, everything flies because they're fairies.
Let's spread out my guys so he can't bomb them all with 1 spell. And then why don't I take a big valuable dude and put it right in the middle so we can hit that guy with whatever spell he would use to bomb all of them.
Yeah, but the big valuable guy's a lot stronger and heals, so he's fine.
Yeah, I mean the likelihood of him dying, I guess, is less. Also, of course, you make. I mean, look at all the health ground you've made for him.
It's a giant lava horse. I mean, with 6 legs. How can you not love it?
There was a movie called Water Horse about it was kind of dumb, but I think it would have been a lot better if it was Lava Horse.
I don't even know what that movie's about, and I would tend to agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, I mean lava makes everything better. I like this set because this is like every 8-year-old where the floor is lava except real.
Yeah. I don't think there's any sort of a lot of the different factions have different terrain generators. Like there's a water generator.
Oh man, you did go with the word chicanery.
What other word would I go with?
I don't know. Well, that's where shenaniganery comes from.
Oh.
A combination of shenanigans and chicanery.
But I don't think Underdepths has a lava generator
Uh-oh.
because that would be amazing if he did.
One's down. Man down.
It's fine. They all replicate next turn.
Yeah, I know, but instead of 8, you're gonna only have 6. It's pitiful.
Oh no. However will I survive?
Dude, exponential growth. You gotta get as many as possible.
Yeah, they still all die in one shot though, because I don't have anything to give them extra HP.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand. Let me explain how many you lost in 3 generations because you lost that one this turn. You lost like a theoretical 16 of them in 6 turns.
Let me explain how much I care. Oh no, wait.
Worlds.
Zounds. So yeah, this isn't great because it's a common fire deck, but it's rolling along.
I mean, it's serious slap fight territory. That guy's carrying his weight.
Yeah, he cost me about 100 and something Nora to put down like that because of that piece of equipment I put on him.
Yeah, that's all the little hearts on him. That must have been some debuff because of the fairy.
Yep, that is an ability called a bash, I want to say. That anytime you punch a dude with it, it charms the guy that punches him, so you can't punch him again.
You're in a lovely little stalemate down here.
Yeah. I think eventually I was just like, screw it.
Just take the damn thing. I want my horse.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take off and go do some other shit. See ya.
Just save up like 20 AP or something and then go take off.
And the most you can save up is 10, so we can't take off in a huge hurry, but you can take off a little bit. So now this could be really bad because that little blue fairy there has an ability that can turn me into a toad or a snail. Turns big guys into toads and turns little guys into snails. Which is bad because toads and snails don't have fire eaters, so they get hurt by lava.
I'm a big fan of this idea.
Yeah. So actually what happened there is Death Nova, the little explosion triggered at the same time as the spell did. So he took 10 damage and then got healed for 4 basically at the same time before the effect finished, so he didn't actually die.
Yeah, so you only lost 1 instead of both.
Yeah, I was super happy about that. Some of the mechanics on how and when stuff triggers in this game gets a little wonky, but it's gotten better lately, but some of it's just like, wait, what? Like,
Is there a spell in the game to like remove flight? Like, like shoot bolos at them, and they're like, "Hey, I'm safe over this lava," and then you hit them with bolos, and they're stuck.
there are several spells that remove flight, actually. One of the better ones is called Tornado. It is a Sundered Land spell that also does a bunch of damage to relics, actually, and removes flight from champions. There's a Shattered Peak spell called Wings of Steel that makes all of your bats lose flying but gain HP and defense. It's a pretty nifty one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a little unhappy about having to fight a bunch of exotics and stuff here.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I was coming in expecting a different deck and commons, and I was like, well,
it's okay, Yappo. I'm used to you bitching constantly from your Blood Bowl LP.
there you go. It's just a natural extension.
Guys, I rolled a 1 sometimes. This is terrible. I say as I was accused heavily of bitching too much, but I think everyone is. If you play Blood Bowl, someone's going to accuse you of bitching too much.
I think that's kind of just the way with any sort of strategy game.
I'm sure.
This one isn't as luck dependent. I mean, obviously it's dependent on the draw and stuff, but everything else is pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this big guy that I put out, the 2v2 gimmick for him is that every time he attacks, he gets 3 charges. And if he can get 15 charges, he can do 40 global damage to everything on the board.
Ooh.
And it's fire damage, so if you have a bunch of other guys that can eat fire, it doesn't hurt your guys. Now the problem is he's only 5 speed, so getting off 5 attacks is really, really hard before he dies. Because people, like, anytime he starts getting close, people are like, well, I probably ought to kill him, and then just blow him up. Now, in 2v2, there's a spell called Exile, where for 1 turn you can make him part of the other team. And there's a piece of equipment that will allow him to get charges anytime you shoot him. So what you do is you put out a bunch of really cheap, crappy guys, and you put this equipment on him, and you send him to the other team for the turn. You shoot him a bunch, and then you use something to cleanse the sending to the other team back off of him, and then you do global fire damage for a bunch. And hopefully you've got a couple guys that have amp out, and if you get even 3 guys with amp out, you're doing 52 global damage. Which is enough to kill most champs in the game in a single shot.
Sounds pretty cool.
The problem is it takes a lot of resources to get going, just because all of that stuff is really expensive to get out.
Yeah.
And
you're losing a bunch of fireworms? No, you're down to 3 again.
Yeah, and this is not looking great. I'm down to 2.
See, that's really bad.
Yeah. And that I can't really get in to punch that relic or anything.
And you already used your destructive thing.
Yeah, it's 2 more turns till it's back. So, not great. And we're still having a slap fight down here on the bottom.
This is pretty firmly slap fight.
So, what am I even doing here? I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, replicate. The lava spouts will save me, I'm sure.
Quick, guys, spread out. Replicate, move 2 squares. Replicate, move 2 squares.
I'm like, that first guy was doing pretty good for me. I'll just drop another one.
And before he dies in 1 turn.
Yeah, hopefully. The other guy's been putting in some good work.
Yeah, he has.
Other fun thing is the up fire damage he does also includes things like auras at the end of the turn, so he does a little bit extra for that too. Oh yeah, so he just cast a spell that makes all of his ranged attacks do extra damage for the first shot, which is really good because everything has a ranged attack. And then you see the little 2 pop up. What that relic does is anytime he attacks me with magic, it does an extra 2 magic damage to the closest champion. So it's basically just a way for him to do even more extra damage to me within the range of that relic. Which is good because fairies have shit damage. But when I run my guy up in range of like 6 of them and they can all just shoot me, doesn't really matter.
Exactly. Like that's Victory through death by 1,000 cuts.
And there, like you were talking about being able to ground them. I was talking about it too. I was like, man, it would be awesome if I could put those dudes down on the lava, but I have nothing. There are actually a couple of champs too that have attack net. That anytime you attack with them, ground whoever they attack. Which is pretty funny if you're against new players and they don't realize it and they leave people flying around cliffs. It's like, oh, hey, guess what you did wrong?
You let me get an attack in with my giant duder.
Yeah, but it's not gonna do much.
I mean, it's an attack. Uh-oh.
It's fine.
Uh-oh.
He heals off it.
Dumb. But,
Now at this point, I should have really put a lot more champions down than all of the spells I used, because that's how you win games. But it's a dumb goon fight, and so I don't really care. And I'm playing commons against fairies, so it's not like we're exactly doing high level gameplay here.
don't sell yourself so short. This is serious business.
Oh, of course. How could I forget? So this is a dumb gimmick spell, where at the start of next turn it will explode. All those flashy red squares will explode in lava.
Now, can the other guy see that?
Nope. It's a
Nifty.
it's a hidden spell.
Nifty. Now, of course, it's gonna hit your dude too, but your guy heals off fire damage, so who cares?
Right. That's part of the reason this deck is fun for commons, is because there's a little bit of synergy and like you can heal off yourself and other stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not great, but no common only deck really is. So.
Oh, well, you're lava ground.
Yeah, and that also pacifies me, so I can't attack with any of those guys next turn.
And you're getting beat in the face, and he's sad now.
Mm-hmm. He just has really bad posture. Yep.
No.
Which
Oh
also,
no.
those little fairies, anytime.
1 HP. Drop a spell. Karn.
No,
I've seen this before. This is where you use a spell to kill him.
No, he's got plenty of attacks left. He's less of an idiot than I am this game, so.
Well, the other Goon did that last time, I believe. But, yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is those little fairies, like the one I've got highlighted there, heal anytime anybody does magic damage.
Oh man, now they're just messing up your other dude.
So I can't do enough damage to really kill them because they keep hiding or running around and shit. So this is really looking bad, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it was looking bad before, but now it's really looking bad.
No, it's okay. Now you'll have 8 this time. You'll get 8 dudes.
Oh yeah.
Of course, he already has 8 dudes,
And he
your
can
dudes
kill
are
all of
your
my
dudes are
dudes in one
considerably
shot.
weaker.
Yeah. So not great. Here comes the lava.
I'm ready.
It's a cool looking spell at least.
Yeah, it didn't do a whole lot, but it looked cool.
It did like 15 damage. I don't know what more you want.
I want them all dead. Look at them, they're still alive. They're fairies. Look how tiny they are.
Yeah, they have like no HP either. I did a very poor job of killing all of them.
Now, what did you dance that guy around for? Just for the healing?
Yep, for the healing, because he heals anytime he walks on lava. But he only heals like 2 points for every step, so... Hey, that could save... it's not going to save it, but it could. Alright? You don't know.
Just never know.
No, he heals 4 over there. And that's
Well,
just
because you
fancy.
walked across 2.
No, each time it pops up is a new square, basically.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, screw it. I'll drop a relic to hold this font, and I'll go shoot some people.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, and I'm doing a great job of spreading all of my damage out and not killing anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm that good.
And, you know, spreading out all of this hazardous ground material versus all these flying units.
Oh, there you go. There's the snail.
Oh, nice.
So now, it sets the stats to a certain thing, and you lose all of your abilities.
It's not timed, it just stays that way?
No, it's 4 turns is the timer, but normally when you do it, you're ready for everything to just jump on and kill it. Because it has an ability where you can only attack it with one ranged attack every turn, normally. So he did it so he could smack it around with a bunch of ranged attacks, basically.
And that makes sense.
Because that's all he's got. I don't think he has a single melee champ. But yeah, so I've got a lot of little lava worms running around, so hopefully they can save this for me.
It is exponential growth, right? If he doesn't kill any, you'll have 16 in 2 turns.
Yeah, and there'll be a lot.
And the 16, 16 is a lot. Like, when you do, okay, well now you have 12, but when you start getting into the exponential growth thing, like 16 is a lot. Even if you can take out a bunch easily, it's still 16.
I just gotta make sure I pack them all together so we can do it all with one spell.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
And losing everything that isn't it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I still got the little lava worms. We're good. Don't even worry about it.
Now, Yappo, I don't want to lose faith here, but I'm a little bit worried about this.
Are you?
A little bit. And you keep shooting spells at people.
Yeah, instead of putting down champs like I'm supposed to.
Or killing anything. Just keep spreading that damage around.
It'll die. Chill out.
It's a chard.
The damage over time will get it. Calm down. Although, yeah, you're right. I really, really should have put down a champ there. I think at this point I was already like, screw it. I have lost this game clearly. We're just gonna be silly and kill a couple things in the meantime.
Hey.
And now they all lost 7 HP because that champ had an ability called Form It, which gives you guys extra HP if they have below a certain amount. So
now he has 3 fonts to your 1.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm sure.
Don't even worry about it.
I'm not. I'm completely.
I've got like 6 free guys out on the board. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and then at this turn, if they don't die, you'll have 12 of them.
Yeah, it'll be great. I'll just overwhelm them with a sea of little lava guys. Even though they won't do any damage to them because they aren't walking on the lava or anything. It'll be fine. Don't even worry about it.
They can still attack, right?
I think. I don't know that I've ever attacked with one of them. To be perfectly honest.
Are they just about spreading the lava?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they've gotten attack and stuff, but normally if they were fully upgraded, they'd also have an aura where they would do damage to anything around them. So you basically slowly move forward and surround stuff with them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, now you're down to 10.
Is the goal?
Well, 5, but they'll become 10.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Oh, now he's got 4 fonts.
I will drown them in lava. Yeah, which after the first one, all of these guys count as summons, so they can't contest fonts.
Yeah, we don't know where the real one is anymore.
I think the real one died. I think the real one was the first one to die. To be perfectly honest.
But because you can't contest it, what that means is clearly we just need to put more of them in that same area.
Yeah. Well, this way.
Yeah, that guy over there too. Yeah.
When he puts a guy down out there to come attack me, he'll be right next to all the lava dudes.
Yeah, and he definitely won't just drop like a 3x3 spell and kill 6 of them right there.
No, it's fine. Alright, so we're getting serious now.
Oh man.
So one of this guy's abilities is he can kill one of your dudes, and it does this cool magical bomb thing basically to the closest enemy.
That's got a 12 turn cooldown?
Yes. Most of the avatar abilities have an incredibly long cooldown because they're designed to be like a power turn thing. Like you hit it and you do it once and that changes the game, and otherwise... Because when avatars first came out, there wasn't any disincentive for transfiguring except that you couldn't deploy anymore. So as soon as the timer was up, people would transfigure and basically run into the fight. And it got really bad because they're really, really buff.
Yeah.
So, yep, now everything's dying. It's fine though. I got this. I got my one big guy. He's good. He's got a really spiky mace and a bunch of tentacles. He's fine.
Yeah.
Got this on lock.
I have faith. I believe.
Yeah, me too. Believe in the power of the common deck. As he wrecks everything I've ever loved.
Yeah, I know she only have one of those guys, but don't worry. In 6 turns, you'll have 8.
No, it's gonna die right now. Spoilers.
And there go all of your dudes. You don't have any dudes.
I've got the big one.
Yes, you do have that one.
He still counts.
And you can't deploy any dudes.
No, that's correct.
So you have the one dude against all of the dudes.
Mhm.
But you can also still cast spells.
I can, and I can still run him across the lava. Which is my plan as of right now.
I notice he doesn't have Fire Eater.
Nope. Take the lava damage like a man. So yeah, this is pretty much over. And part of the reason I was running him up is because I didn't just want to surrender. So I figured I'd get a little extra damage and put him in attack range so we could kill him.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that, or we haven't seen that in a while. And the
I don't
Avatar's
think we've ever seen one die.
we have, because I actually killed one in the second video.
Now, if there was a cliff, I'm sure you would have run him off that.
Yes, I would have, because that's the preferred method to commit seppuku.
Because that's what I'm waiting for.
But I actually did that the other day in a game, and I can't remember who it was against.
Well, yeah, see, like that right there is such a more satisfying way to end the game.
Right?
Like
yeah.
if someone surrenders, it should always end like that.
Just automatically explode.
Yeah, just automatically explode. Way more satisfying.
Yep. So that was
That's great.
a pretty shameful Goon fight, to be honest.
Yeah. Everyone make fun of Kanum in the thread because holy crap, dude, you said commons, then you didn't. No,
he
no
claims,
honor.
He claims he never agreed to do commons, but I still submit that he did. So
No honor, none. And then look at a little happy face, like, oh, I'm so good.
No,
I beat up a common deck.
No, it was I said I wasn't doing commons,